Now we've got a really special guest in studio to talk about this incredible phenomenon with me, astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Thanks for inviting me.
Neil, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
You coined the term of Manhattanhenge.
It's now in the Oxford English Dictionary.
How amazing is that?
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
What made you come up with this idea?
Well, when I was a kid, I was 14, I did research in the British Isles, and we studied monuments like Stonehenge, but there are many others that are not so well documented. And I was part of a team of archaeologists and astronomers, and we found these stone monuments, looked at cosmic alignments, and I just thought, that's not fair. I want to have one of those back in the United States with these cosmic alignments with stones, except we don't have stones, we have tall buildings.
Yes.
So I thought there's got to be some day of the year where everything lines up perfectly within these canyons of steel and glass. And so I found those 2 days, and I took an original photo of it. That might be the one we see on the screen right now.
How incredible.
I have an original photo taken from 34th Street, and now no one knew about it then.
Right.
They could have, just no one stopped in the middle to do that. And
New Yorkers were busy.
we got busy. You got places to go. And so I published the photo, and a few people would leak out into the streets. Now thousands of people block traffic for reasons other than police activity and Con Ed digging holes. So I'm delighted that the universe could be so disruptive to traffic patterns.
Yeah, I mean, when you consider the east-west grid, right?
Yes.
It only makes sense that the sun would line up perfectly.
Well, however, Manhattan is rotated a little bit from due north and due south.
That's why it doesn't happen every day of the year.
No, that's why it doesn't happen on the equinoxes. Okay, see, if it went exactly east-west, it would be on March 21st and September 21st each year. But because we're rotated, okay, it takes the days to other points on the calendar. And so May 28th is one of them.
May 28th. And then talk about the half and full, because I think that's
so technically it's 4 days a year, but 2 consecutive days. So tonight, the sun will have half of its disk set below the horizon over New Jersey, visible from Manhattan, and that's a nice framing. However, it's even better tomorrow because the full sun will be there on the horizon. But this all requires that it's clear over New Jersey.
Well, so listen, I'm a Jersey girl. So basically,
well, give it, and you're the weather lady, so give us some. Fix this.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, what's happening weather-wise, right? In order to get that perfect view, you need things to be clear.
Yeah, and as you know, the prevailing weather patterns generally go from west to east, which means all of our bad weather comes from New Jersey. so we need clear weather even beyond New Jersey so that it's clear for us over New Jersey.
Right.
And so that's all on you at that point.
Listen, there are particular streets too. You mentioned 34th Street.
Yeah, so many of the streets go completely across Manhattan. Others are blocked by Central Park or by some other, other buildings. But many streets go completely across the island with a sight line across the Hudson River onto New Jersey. And so that's what gives the focusing effect. And so that's what makes it beautiful. That's what makes it kind of a Manhattanhenge thing. And we can see from the videos there, people crowding the streets doing this. And I love it. I just love it.
It's spectacular.
Yes.
To watch happen. Why is it May and July? What about that?
Okay, so the May 20th and July 11th are equidistant from the solstice.
Okay.
The solstice would be June 21st. All right. So what happens is the setting point of the sun, it changes every day. Every day. Can we see? Yeah, good. So, and only one of those days doesn't line up, full sun on the horizon, but it keeps moving. And so in 3 days, it crosses the view and is setting over to the side.
Right.
It keeps going all the way till June 21st, then it works its way back.
Interesting.
Yes, and then it goes all the way to the other side to December 21st. But right in there are the 2 sets of days.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You've discovered, I mean, we're 30 years, right? Since we've gotten, since we've got that first photo.
Oh, yeah, that
we
first photo was
been
1992. Thank
right?
you.
It's
been going on since the grid was put there.
Right.
But like I said, to have noticed it, you would have to been in the middle of the street, stopped walking, looked, at the time the sun was setting, with clear skies, without cars honking at you, okay?
That's very hard to do.
That's very hard in New York City. That's right. And by the way, when I first posted this, I said, surely every city that has a grid would have a henge.
Yes.
Why not? And then I looked around, not so much. Some cities, the streets go into mountains. Other cities, the streets curve. like Sunset Strip in Los Angeles.
Right.
That's not a straight line. It curves. So you don't get this perfect geometry. But apparently somewhere in Toronto,
Okay.
people sent me pictures. Torontanhenge.
Chicago? I've heard of Chicagohenge. No.
Torontanhenge.
Not the same.
It's like a couple of houses here. It's like,
It's not
I thought it would work for everybody, but it doesn't.
It doesn't. It's Manhattan, right?
It's Manhattan. I'm sorry.
Our iconic
This is a
grid of
national show.
skyscrapers.
Sorry. Come to Manhattan to enjoy.
It is.
And by the way, there's a movie, The Sun also, what's it called? They have as their poster a Manhattanhenge image.
Okay.
Is it The Sun also? What's the name of that movie? Yeah, there's a movie. It's like it's a teen love story.
A teen love story.
Yes, where they fall in love in Manhattan, and they go to the planetarium.
There you go.
I'm director of that planetarium where they did that. So I'm just delighted when the universe participates in our daily lives.
How special that so many people have really embraced this.
Yes,
right?
and in fact, there's one of the best viewing areas is over 42nd Street. There's an overpass there, so you can be in the middle of the street and not be in the street. Okay, but one time I was there, and I wasn't as recognizable as I am now, especially wearing clothing like this. And I'm there, and I'm pointing it out to people, and an old lady in the back says, "Down in front, Sonny." And I wanted, inside of me, I wanted to say, "Do you know who I am? You wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for me." That's what's on the inside.
Yes.
But on the outside, I said, "Sorry,
Morning
I got in your
Glory
way."
is the movie.
No, I don't think
not
Morning
Morning Glory?
Morning Glory. No,
That's what they're telling me.
Oh,
they're Googling
Are these
it,
the voices
sir.
in your head
The
telling you?
voices in my head telling me.
So I was very polite, of course, but inside I just wanted to just let it loose. But people are taking like ownership of their sight lines to the horizon.
Oh yeah, they
when
can't
this
doubt. They
happened.
know. Listen.
Yeah.
So it happens just as
The sun is also a star.
It is.
But that's the name of the movie.
The sun is also a star.
Yes.
Okay. It came back. There we go.
Yes.
I think speaking of just this incredible Manhattanhenge too, but what an exciting year in general as an astrophysicist for space exploration. Artemis 2, a successful launch.
Yeah, if I were the moon, I'd be saying, "Where you been the last 50 years? Welcome back," if I were the moon.
Yep.
We're reinvigorating our presence in space. I've always thought that the solar system should be our backyard.
Yes.
And then you say, "Oh, where do you want to go? I want to go vacation to the moon. Get 3 boosters here and 2 rockets there. We go for a week and come back." If the solar system were our backyard, then resources would be even more available.
Yep.
And there'd be a whole category of war that would no longer happen because there'd be no shortage of resources or access to them.
We'll see what the future brings.
Yeah, the space could be the one source of peace that we've ever hoped for.
Absolutely. Neil, you just came out with a book earlier this month.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah,
so
thank you.
Let's talk about it.
Oh, just briefly, yeah. We don't have to, but...
Take me to your leader perspective on your first alien encounter. It debuts this weekend, number 3 on the New York Times
on the New York
bestseller.
Times bestseller list. Yes, I'm delighted by that. And by the way, a moment ago you mentioned orographic clouds.
Orographic lift.
Yeah, there are clouds that get formed at the tops of
at the
mountains.
top of mountains.
They're circular and they're high up, and they can receive sunset light. They look just like the motherships of aliens. They get reported as such every time.
Well,
Love
listen,
them.
we've got an incredible view too happening this evening. Neil, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for
on Talk
asking me.
Together. Love to have you. We'll be right back.